and he knocked down, or helped knock down, Bob Airey.
Power play coming up for the Penguins.
For the pride, for the dream, for the love, for the team, for the sweat, for the drive, for the reason you strive.
For all you do, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Grenashing at 2:03. Penguins go on the first power play of the game, and they have an NHL record of power play goals scored this season.
115 they have. That broke the Rangers record. There was a slash in the neutral zone on Airey, and Tony Granato kept hacking away at Airey before Petit could knock him down. Their power play, Sam, you're right, a record-breaking power play, but it's been a power play that has struggled over the last month.
Lemieux, Quinn, Brown, Coffey, and Zalewski for the power play. Coffey to Brown. Glove save made by Van Beesbrook, and he holds it.
That pass from Paul Coffey was such a crisp pass that Brown had some problems reacting to it or with it. He did recover and put the shot on goal. Brown has 24 power play goals on the season. Only Lemieux has more on the club, and he has 31. Quinn has 15. And those are the three forwards on this power play. The Rangers 16th in the league killing penalties. They've been short-handed an average of 4.5 times per game.
Rangers have Kissio, Eriksson, Shaw, and Leach on to try and kill it off. Cleared out of the zone. Barrasso comes out to play it. You know, they're fighting for home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs, but neither team has played all that well at home, especially lately for Pittsburgh. They have lost 6 of their last 7 home games. Eriksson with that steal, and the shot went wide. Shaw's shot deflects in front, and Coffey sends Lemieux out. Lemieux with Brown on the right, drops it to Brown. Brown to Coffey, broken up by Shaw. Quinn moves it to Lemieux in the corner. Back to Quinn, out for Coffey. Now to Lemieux, 83 goals and 196 points. Coffey to the net, save Van Beesbrook. Banged off the boards and cleared out by Eriksson.
Rangers don't mind if Coffey and Zalewski handle the puck. It's when Lemieux handles the puck down low towards the face-off hash marks or behind the net. That's when Pittsburgh becomes the most dangerous.
45 seconds to go on the Pittsburgh power play. Patrick had his man all tied up. That was Jock Callender. Lemieux with the puck. Cunneyworth and Callender set up in front. Zalewski shot, stick save, Van Beesbrook. Through the screen, it's driven out of the zone by DeBlois. 30 seconds to go in Granato's penalty. 3:40 gone by, first period, no score. Here comes Paul Coffey. Patrick is there. Coffey slides it to Cunneyworth for the sharp angle shot. A save, Van Beesbrook covers the rebound. 17 seconds to go on the power play for Pittsburgh as Van Beesbrook and Cunneyworth, or rather Callender, go face-to-face. Here is Randy Cunneyworth.
Sam, on the play, Coffey carried the puck out of the zone with good speed all the way up the ice, and a real nice dish-off to Cunneyworth. But by the time Cunneyworth shot the puck, he was in too deep, and Van Beesbrook stayed up, made a save by being square to the shooter. Coffey, during the last Pittsburgh game in New York, carried the puck up the ice only 5 times throughout the whole contest. Once in the first, 3 times in the second, once in the third. You'll see him do it a lot more here in Pittsburgh.
Callender for the face-off against DeBlois. Hardy moves it around the boards. Mullen goes over and clears the zone. Coffey to the puck. DeBlois on him. DeBlois whacked him with a stick. 5 seconds to go on the penalty to Tony Granato. Coffey looking. Cunneyworth heading for the net. Coffey centers. Save Van Beesbrook on a deflection by Lemieux. Cutting through. And it's cleared out. Team's back at full strength. Granato picks up the puck. Moving in. Backhander deflected by Hillier. Bounces up into the air. Granato knocked down in a collision with Coffey along the boards. Darren Turcotte looking for it. Leach to the puck. Pass deflected across, and Cunneyworth comes out. Now across the line, Lemieux 2-on-1. Lemieux across, the shot's wide. Dave Hannon missing the net.
Brian Leach got caught deep, and the Penguins picked up on that. A 2-on-1, a great scoring chance, but you have to hit the net.
Penguins control. Jim Johnson, number 6, has it, with Dahlin forechecking. Given away to Petit. 5 minutes gone. First period, no score. Penguins had 5 shots on goal on their power play. Hannon comes in, it's knocked away. Long shot, saved Van Beesbrook. The shot taken by Kevin Stevens.
We've seen Tony Granato show real good speed. That rest looks like it has helped Tony Granato. He took a few days and went to the Poconos.
Sandstrom takes about 3 bumps after he and Barrasso bumped each
was
other.
out of the net. Barrasso held onto the puck, and Jimmy Johnson reacts strongly.
14:46 to go. First period, no score.
BF Goodrich TA radios. Grab. Dig. Perform. The all-weather comp TA is low and wide. Outlast Pirelli P600 and Goodyear Eagle GT Plus 4. BF Goodrich TA radios. Think of them as athletic shoes for your car.
No score in the game. Penguins with 6 shots on goal, 5 on that power play. Wilson, Sandstrom, and Eriksson. Sandstrom moving to the right side where Phil Esposito prefers him. That's one subtle difference you may see. Michel Bergeron used Sandstrom on the left side. Troy Loney, number 24, sending it in. Around the boards. Sandstrom hit by Cullen. The puck kept in by Gordonine, number 5. And Beesbrook stops it. Rudy Pochek moves it up the boards.
I think you'll see Sandstrom switch wings all the time. He's over on the left side now, Sam. And the key there is for Jan Eriksson to read where Sandstrom is and make sure that the other lane is filled up.
14-11 remaining. Icing called on the Rangers.
You have to have a skater in each lane to be smart defensively. Bork and Pochek having words now. Make that Hardy and Bork. Sandstrom and Dineen. Dineen in the lineup. He hasn't played. Did not play against Hartford the other night. Dineen has Pochek to contend with, but he's talking to Sandstrom. And if Sandstrom knocks the other team off their game,
Petit and Loney doing some pushing and shoving in the circle.
Sandstrom will be doing his job, Sam. The Rangers, during that last pushing and shoving incident involving Sandstrom, put Pochek on the ice immediately. Pochek was involved with a body check here, and you'll see Loney move into Pochek, take the body. The last 2 games, or the last game make that, Sam, was in the Garden. Pittsburgh won that game. Pittsburgh out-hit the Rangers 56-43 in New York. The Rangers would like to change that, and Hartford out-hit Pittsburgh here 2 nights ago.
Phil Bork and Mark Hardy have gone to the penalty boxes. Settled down for a couple of minutes. Phil Bork got off to such a great start. Had 14 goals in the first 40 games of the season. In the last 38 games, he's had only 3 goals.
But he's still been this team does not have a lot of depth, and they've used Bork up front on the wing, back-killing penalties. He's been all over the place.
Hardy and Bork called for unsportsmanlike conduct. 5:49 the time of the penalties. No loss of manpower on the ice. Petit's got the puck. Granato tripped up. Dineen will go. Penalty call. Rangers get a power play. So Granato's speed as he tried to break in draws a penalty on the Penguins. We'll be right back.
It's March, and your Jeep Eagle dealer is blowing away the competition. You can get a legendary Jeep Wrangler for a price this low. Save this kind of money on a roomy Jeep Cherokee. Or get savings this big on a powerful Jeep Comanche. There's never been a better time to grab savings like these. But hurry, once these deals stop flying, it's all over till next March.
See your Tri-State Jeep Eagle dealer where you can always expect the best.
Dineen for tripping at exactly 6 minutes. Rangers' first power play of the game.
Good speed by Granato, and Dineen tried to stand up at the blue line, but got caught going in the opposite direction from Tony Granato, and the Rangers on the power play.
Patrick with a shot, stick save Barrasso. Leach and Patrick at the points. Sandstrom, Dahlin, and Wilson up front. Wilson tries to keep it in the zone, does, but it's taken out by Zalewski, number 33.
Lemieux, 13 shorthanded goals, Sam. NHL record, which he broke against Hartford. 13 on the year.
Here's Leach, who was okay coming back after being injured in that Detroit game. The deflection of a shot hit him in the throat, and he can barely talk for 2 days. He still has a raspy throat, and it'll be sore for a while. The puck being sent up in the crowd, but Brian Leach is okay. He was very, very frightened after the incident.
Oh, he got hit with a puck on a deflection right on the throat. And what the feeling is, he said it was like getting hit with a baseball bat across the throat. It does damage to the small vessels in the throat area. He couldn't breathe, had trouble talking, and he is still having trouble swallowing. The Rangers, by the way, in Detroit, their last game, were 0 for 4 on the power play. And Hartford in here Wednesday night, make that Thursday night, scored 3 power play goals against Pittsburgh.
Wilson against Hannon. Hannon wins the draw. Johnson to the puck, sends it around. Leach comes over and stops it. Deflected by Lemieux, but Leach keeps it in, moves in. He shoots, deflected wide. Lemieux's got the puck. Mario Lemieux with 196 points. Coming in against Leach. Leach takes him out of the play. Van Beesbrook gets it to Wilson. Off the stick of Patrick, Lemieux's got it back. Lemieux tying Wayne Gretzky for the 5th highest point total ever in a season. Gretzky has the other 4 top totals, 215, 212, 208, and 205. Dahlin across the line, tied up by Zalewski. Hannon comes in rather airy for the puck, number 12. Wilson is there, so Dahlin. Petit at the right point. Leach has moved over to the left point. Off the stick of Dahlin, he's tied up by Hillier, and Loney's got the puck. Clearing all the way down. Half a minute to go in the power play. 12 and a half minutes to go in the first period. No score.
All season long, the Penguins have been aggressive penalty killing against the Rangers when they're on the power play. They go to everybody in all zones. It doesn't matter if the Rangers have control in the Pittsburgh zone or not. They just fire out at everybody.
Leach with a puck. Lafleur is on with Mullen. Petit and Ruff. Hit by Cunnyworth on Lafleur. Quinn's shot went wide around the boards. Lindy Ruff has got it, and the power play is over. Team's back at full strength with exactly 12 minutes to go in the first period. Lafleur to the puck, knocked away. Leach off the stick of Lafleur and in. Mullen after it. Zalewski cuts it in the corner. Ruff is there, checked there by Kevin Stevens. Penguins have the puck. Moved up the boards. Deflects in front, Lafleur takes it. Now it's Mullen with a wrist shot, gloved wide of the net by Barrasso. He holds it and gets a whistle. 11:39 to go. First period. As the Rangers and the Penguins battle for second place in the Patrick Division. We'll be right back.
I'd buy out my company and have my boss work for me.
I'd buy his and hers Maseratis.
I'd have 50-yard line seats for the next 50 years.
I was shots until I dropped.
I'd party.
Tonight, someone could win millions of dollars.
I'd buy a baseball team for Brooklyn.
New York Lotto. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Phil Esposito, who said he's already done some work on the power play, wants to do a lot more.
Well,
the only thing that I noticed was Brian Leach started off on the right point.
Well, Leach stayed out for the full 2 minutes, so they used 3 defensemen. The second unit had 3 forwards on it, Sam, but none of them were centermen. There was Mullen, and there was Lafleur, and there was Ruff, and they want Ruff in front of the goal if the Rangers could get set up. But Pittsburgh showed some excellent penalty killing during that 2 minutes.
Deblois, Nyland, Granato on with Poshek. Long shot, Poshek. Stick save by Barrasso. Poshek and Patrick paired on defense. Patrick playing the left side. Dave Hannon with the puck, setting up behind the net. Rod Buskus, number 7, to Dan Quinn. Quinn tried to hit Kevin Stevens with a pass. Van Beesbrook left it clear behind the net. Stevens to the puck, taken away by Patrick. Patrick up the middle, just missed connection with Kelly Kissio. Kissio on with Lafleur. And the puck, and Granato, the puck deflects up into the Pittsburgh bench, stopping play with 11:07 to go. You know, this scramble in the Patrick division is a long way from being settled. Philadelphia is right there, 3 points behind the Rangers. The Rangers could finish second, third, or fourth. Pittsburgh could finish second, third, or fourth. Philadelphia could finish third or fourth.
Now,
There you
Sam,
see it.
as you look at the numbers, Philadelphia in fourth, Washington in first. Now remember these. The first obvious choice for which position you're in is how many points you have. Second of all, it goes to the amount of wins that you have in case you're tied with another team for a position. Third, it goes to the season series. Whoever won the season series, taking away the first game. And the fourth tiebreaker is the difference between goals for and goals against.
The first game where the team had four.
The team that had four.
Arena.
Exactly, yeah.
Long shot by Erie, way wider than that into the corner. Brown is there, Hardy on him. Side of the net, Erie comes out in front, beats Coffey, shot it wide. Centered, Van Beesbrook stops it at the post and holds it. Lemieux trying to bank it in off Van Beesbrook.
When you're the right winger, you have a lot of responsibilities in your own zone when Paul Coffey's on the ice. Because Paul Coffey's a left defenseman, and that's your man as far as responsibility goes in your own zone. And Coffey broke in. He's shaking his head because he missed the net again. The Penguins twice have had great scoring chances in the first period. Both times have missed the net. There's Coffey moving in. Nyland reached. Coffey was there. And then Petit hits Coffey after he shot the puck. There's the centerman on centerman job. Kelly Kissio staying with Lemieux, putting his stick through the legs to try and stop Lemieux, who is a much bigger player, from getting away from Kelly Kissio.
Lemieux on with Brown and Erie. Coffey and Hilliard. Van Beesbrook plays the boards low. Kept in by Hilliard. Leach with a check on Brown. Debelois checks Lemieux. Lemieux centers off the stick. And it bounces out of the zone. 10:30 to go in the first period. There's no score in the game.
Sam, that puck was almost out of the Rangers' zone. Lemieux stayed hiding in behind the goal net just in case Pittsburgh did recover, which they did, the puck in the Rangers' zone. Lemieux will stay deep for a long period of time.
Across the line, Brown with a shot high and wide at the top corner. Debelois with a check on Lemieux. Brown behind the net, centers off the stick of Van Beesbrook. And out come the Rangers. Leach rushing the puck. Penalty coming up behind the play on the Penguins. Leach moves in, he shoots. Save Barrasso. Along the board, Shaw with a long shot wide of the net. Delayed penalty on the Penguins. Debelois with a back pass to Leach. Moves it ahead. Nyland puts it in front. Granato shoots. Save made. Granato again. Chased by Lemieux. And finally, the Penguins gain control. Coffey will go. 9:44 to go in the first period. Lemieux and Granato tangled up. Things settle down. Rangers get their second power play of the game. We'll be right back.
Can't beat the feeling.
Paul Coffey in the penalty box for tripping. He got 10-16.
He got tied up with Chris Nyland in the Rangers zone as Coffey was deep, and then heading back out of the zone. There, he gets tripped up with Chris Nyland. Both players went down, and Coffey got caught.
Second power play for the Rangers. Wilson, Sandstrom, and Dahlin. Leach and Patrick. Patrick with the puck. Sandstrom turns, he scores! Thomas Sandstrom! It's a power play goal! And the Rangers lead 1-0.
The Rangers, Thomas Sandstrom, the leading scorer, gets credit for the power play goal, Sam. Kerry Wilson's the centerman on the draw. And the Rangers controlled the puck. They went to the net. And Sandstrom gets the first goal of this game.
Tom Barrasso, a little upset early, but he was left at the mercy of Thomas Sandstrom. A nice move down low by Sandstrom, who gets his 30th goal of the season.
Here you see the end of the play where Sandstrom got in behind Dineen, was able to get to the loose puck, and Barrasso was down. The Rangers lead.
Sandstrom's 30th, his 9th power play goal from Patrick and Wilson at 10:25, and the Rangers lead 1-0. Pass intended for Turcotte, broken up by Bork. Buskus moves it to Jock Callender, number 14. Callender with a drive. It's steered aside by Van Beesbrook for the blocker. Around the boards, Darren Turcotte's got it. Sends out Brian Mullen. Turcotte, Mullen, and LaFleur on the ice. Mullen with a drive, saved by Barrasso. Ryan Mullen trying to break a goal-scoring drought. He has been without a goal for the last 8 straight games. Lafleur for Turcotte. Callender bumps with Mullen. Mullen is bumped by Buskus. And the puck sent across to Phil Bourque. Cullen comes across the line, but Callender in too soon offside. Callender and Hardy come together, do a little pushing. 8:41 remaining in the first period. Mark Hardy says his wrist feels a lot better.
Rangers have 7 defensemen dressed here, including Lindy Ruff, who is playing up front. In fact, he's on the ice now playing left wing with Kissio. David Shaw is wearing a visor on his helmet. He took 25 stitches above the right eye, above the eyebrow. There you see he's got a bandage over the stitches to protect that area. He's wearing the visor. He hit his head on the ice during a fight in Detroit on this past Wednesday night. And he appears to be all right. You saw a headset there on Bob Froese, I believe it was. He is talking to Eddie Giacomin from upstairs. That's something Phil Esposito wanted. And if Eddie Giacomin sees anything, you see Bob Froese running the headset. He will relay messages such as who was hot on face-offs or what has transpired from upstairs to downstairs.
Puck back behind the net. Patrick takes it. Pass up the middle, misconnection with Kissio. Cunnyworth had trouble, and Ruff gets to the puck in the corner. They bang there. Back behind the net. Dahlin going for it, knocked away by Jim Johnson. Kissio with a bump. Hoshek keeps it in. Back behind the net. Ruff whacked that by Dineen. Johnson checks Dahlin. Ruff looking for the puck. Cunnyworth knocks him down. Penalty call.
Well, Cunnyworth cross-checked Lindy Ruff from behind, and the Penguins, who will be breaking an NHL record, continue to take penalties.
And Johnson, he cross-checks Dahlin.
Not very smart. Not very smart at all in a game this important to take bad penalties.
And I found it interesting in talking about the amount of penalty minutes that the Penguins have. Gino Briaco said, we're not really that physical a team, which tells you something right there, that his team is not very smart when they take that many penalties. Power play coming up.
Look at Snoopy. He's in training again. He's working like a dog, sir. But why? Because everyone at MetLife wants to meet customer expectations. And then go that one extra mile. I've never seen him run so fast. It must be his commitment to high quality, sir. Besides, there's a new cat next door. Get Met. It pays.
Cunnyworth for cross-checking at 12:01 gives the Penguins 10 penalty minutes in this game, John, and that gives them the penalty minute record.
Congratulations.
Okay.
They take more penalty minutes than any team in the league, 33.5 per game, ahead of Chicago, who is the next team at 31.7.
Patrick coming in, drops to Dahlin. Rangers' third power play. They're 1 for 2. Dahlin moving around the net. Holds up. Dahlin to Wilson. Wilson, Dahlin, Sandstrom up front. Leach and Patrick at the points. Lemieux on with Erie, Zalapsky, and Hillier for Pittsburgh. Patrick checked by Erie. Gets it to Wilson. Picked up by Lemieux. Nice move. Wilson still with the puck. Long back pass to Sandstrom. Now to Leach. On to Sandstrom. To Patrick for the shot. Blocked by Hillier.
And Dahlin is the man the Rangers want in front of the goal on this power play unit. The second power play unit has Lindy Ruff. And the Rangers now make a power play unit change.
Leach carrying, met by Lemieux. Long pass intended for Sandstrom, broken up. Lemieux gets the pass, puts it into the Rangers zone. 7 minutes to go, first period. Rangers leading 1-0 with 1 minute to go in their third power play of the game. Petit feeds Lafleur. Lafleur on with Wilson and Ruff. Lafleur drops it back. Wilson moves it ahead. Lafleur was taken down. Crowd roars. Dineen takes the puck and bangs it out of the zone. Lafleur hit by Loney. Well, they're trying to rough up Lafleur a little bit. Off the boards. Dineen's got it, sends it down the ice. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Loney forechecking. Leach with the puck. Petit. Hannon gets over on him. Long pass for Mullen. Moves in for Lafleur. Just missed. Ruff. Taken away by Hannon. Clears the zone.
Sam, that was a nice play by Lafleur to allow the pass to go past him to the wide man on the left side.
12 seconds to go on the power play as Hardy looks around. Sends to Mullen. Mullen coming down. Bumped. Lost control. Tapped out of the zone. Power play will end right now. Rangers 1 for 3 on the power play. Just under 6 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0. Rangers leading it. No shots on goal on that last power play. Poshek setting it down. Deneen there. Now Jim Johnson. Rangers have Kissio, Granato, and Nyland on with Poshek and Patrick.
Brian Leach did not play that full power play.
Johnson back for the puck. Nyland going in after it. Takes Johnson. Deneen bumps with Kissio. It's moved around the boards. And Kevin Stevens, number 25, sends ahead. Dan Quinn clears the zone for Randy Cunnyworth. Cunnyworth against Patrick. Patrick taps it. Kicked ahead. Poshek takes it. He's hooked from behind under the jersey with the tip of the stick by Cunnyworth. Lead for Granato. Buskis is back. Granato shoots. Save by Barrasso, and he holds it. 5:09 to go. First period. Sandstrom's goal giving the Rangers a 1-0 lead.
The Clydesdales, the symbol of Budweiser quality, of Beechwood aging, the choicest natural ingredients, and a genuine commitment to freshness and taste. One beer lives up to all this. Budweiser.
As far as the Rangers lineup tonight is concerned, Milo Horzheva, Jason Lafreniere, John Ogrodnik, and Mark Janssens are here and scratched, not dressed. Marcel Dion and Joe Patterson back in New York, and Jeff Bloomberg has been returned to Denver. Back to the point, Leach with a shot, save Barrasso, and Lemieux moves it out of the zone.
It's 10 straight shots by the Rangers.
Erie coming down with a shot that's stopped by Van Beesbrook. Penalty call. Shaw will go, taking down Bob Erie. Holding is the call. Penguins get their second power play of the first period. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first.
Over the past 8 years, 15,000 car renters were asked who's the best for clean, dependable cars. In every survey, Hertz came out on top.
Modesty forbids me from taking all the credit.
They were asked who's the best in providing high-quality service. Hertz again.
It was nothing.
And who's the best company overall? You guessed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
About the only thing they weren't asked is who's the best spokesperson.
You're kidding.
At least you have your health.
15:04, the time of the penalty on David Shaw. Penguins send out Quinn, Lemieux, and Brown up front with Coffey and Zalapsky at the points. Coffey with the puck. One time by Zalapsky, deflection, score! Dan Quinn ties it. Each team now with a power play goal, and it's a 1-1 game.
Dan Quinn is the man that took the draw, Sam, and he won the faceoff from Lucien Deblois, and then Quinn got loose, went to the net, and it was redirected in off of his foot. You'll see Quinn, he's set for the draw, and the puck goes off the linesman, and then Brown got it back to the point, man. Look at Quinn sneak in, 3 deflections, and it's in the net. I think Deblois won this draw, but it caught the linesman's ankle. Then Pittsburgh controlled the puck, and Quinn now skates through, and the puck goes off of his foot or his stick blade in past Van Beesbrook. And it's a 1-1 game, 2 goals on the power play.
Dan Quinn's 16th power play goal, his 34th goal overall. Zalapsky and Coffey the assist at 15:09. Coffey now with 109 points this season. Nyland with the puck in center. 4.5 minutes to go, first period. Nyland moving in, it's knocked away by Lemieux. In case you joined us late and did not hear the news, Michel Bergeron, Rangers coach, was fired this morning. Here's Coffey breaking in. The shot saved Van Beesbrook. Phil Esposito has taken over as head coach for the remainder of this season, and he will be the head coach next season as well. Rangers assistant coach Charlie Tifo was also dismissed today.
Coffey complaining about a slash to his left wrist. Here you see him in full speed, cut through the middle. Look at the stick checks. That doesn't stop Paul Coffey, and he moves in. There's the shot on goal. And then Michel Petit bumped with Coffey.
The Rangers bench Phil Esposito.
Sam, I think over the summer you're going to see Phil Esposito, because of the added duties now, find himself another assistant coach or perhaps a co-coach, and then that man will be groomed down the road to become the head coach. Phil Esposito has been told that he will be the head coach through this year and next season.
Long shot by Johnson, save through a screen. Stevens was taken down in front by David Shaw. Sandstrom out with a puck. Zalatsky breaks up the play. Banged off the board. Stevens comes back in against Leach with a shot. Save, Van Beesbrook. Those are former teammates at Boston College, Stevens and Leach. Whistle stops play.
A situation where the Rangers lost the draw in their own zone and never recovered. Immediately, the Penguins had themselves a fine shot on goal. Van Beesbrook to save. The puck went out into the neutral zone. Immediately, the Penguins came back into the zone and had themselves another scoring chance. Stevens, who goes at 220 pounds, is a big man with good hands and good speed. And he jammed away at Van Beesbrook. But Morel, the referee, was on the near side of the ice. And the puck was out of view, so he blew it dead. Twins back on the ice. He beat Wilson on that last draw. Now the Rangers go with Dahlin on the left side. Now, Sam, Phil Esposito said that if Breshner was able to play, he's not, he's suspended, he would have Breshner taking draws on the left side in the defensive zone.
Ron Breshner sitting out the second of his 3-game suspension for abuse of officials. He will be back for the playoffs. Ron Breshner also back in New York. Rangers winning the draw. Wilson to the puck. He's out with Dahlin and Sandstrom. Puck behind the net. Sandstrom going for it. And the whistle stops plays at an offside or an icing. Did Sandstrom make the touch first?
He says he did. Leon Stickle, the linesman, was right there. This is the place where Leon Stickle was a linesman in his first NHL game. Scoreless tie. And this is number 1,501 for Leon Stickle in the National Hockey League.
19 years, a linesman. Only one man, one other linesman with more than him. Ron Finn leads him by 30.
Ron Finn has a son that playing in the American Hockey, no, junior, excuse me, hoping to be drafted during the draft this year. See, Kerry Wilson's a right-handed shot, Sam, in that left face-off circle. The idea is to get a left-handed centerman for the draw. Dahlin is left-handed, but he got thrown out of the circle, so Kerry Wilson took that last draw as the second centerman as an insurance policy.
Face-off up near the line indicated it was a 2-line pass whistled against the Rangers. Patrick with the puck moving in. Dropped it off for Granato. Backhander, save Barrasso in the corner. Johnson with a hit on Granato. The back pass taken by John Cullen. He's got Phil Bourque ahead of him. The lead pass a little too far. Poshek coming back, kicks it to the boards. Made the touch, and icing is called on the Penguins.
Rangers going with 6 defensemen, more than I thought they would. The bench with Wayne Cashman and Phil Esposito must have watched Poshek early in the period, liked what they saw, and they're using him quite a bit.
Look at Gene Ubriaco and Rick Kehoe's assistant coach with the headset on. He's just back along with Eddie Johnston, the director of player personnel. They were in Minnesota and St. Paul for the semifinals of the NCAA tournament. Congratulations to Harvard and Minnesota. They are playing tonight for the NCAA championship. Harvard beating Michigan State, Minnesota beating Maine. In front, Wilson almost had a big scoring chance. Turn, and a shot by Granato is a save. Rangers doing well in front. Wilson forcing his way in front, but his stick was lifted on the shot. And then Granato got a chance. Sandstrom and Granato come out of the corner. Sandstrom with a puck. Sandstrom wrapped up by Loney. Moves it. Deneen. Big battles in front. Penalty call. Cullen just hit Granato with a stick and wants to get out of him.
Not
He
smart,
wants to get at him.
Tony Granato hit Cullen back into the corner, and then Cullen went to Granato to hit him in the slot, and Granato ducked. And Cullen pretty well missed him, and then Cullen just took a swing at Granato with his stick.
And the penalty is called, and a power play coming up for the Rangers.
Nobody tells it like the Daily News.
The puck stops here. Or, you know, there.
Nobody knows it like the Daily News.
On the one hand, I could have played pro ball. On the other hand, I could cover it for the Daily News. What a choice.
Nobody shows it like the Daily News. Nobody knows it. Nobody shows it. Nobody tells it like the Daily News. New York's hometown.
Gino Briaco doesn't like it, but John Cullen is called for slashing.
Granato is back along the right in front here. Now watch Cullen come in and watch Granato. He'll duck there. Now he skates away, and there you see Cullen swing the stick at Tony Granato. Granato had gotten away with a cross check earlier in the far corner on Cullen, and Cullen reacted to it.
17:05, the time of the slashing penalty on John Cullen. Rangers' 4th power play of the first period. They're 1 for 3. Sandstrom and Quinn have the goals, each a power play goal. 1-1 is the score. Leach with Petit, Mullen, Lafleur, and Rupp for the power play. Lafleur bumped by Airy, centers off the stick of Barrasso. Lemieux is there to clear it. 2.5 minutes to go, first period.
There you see it. No wonder Mario Lemieux broke the record, Sam. He's always out there killing penalties.
He's got 13 shorthanded goals. Mullen stick handling in. He's tied up by Jim Johnson. Johnson bumps Mullen, and it's cleared out by Lemieux all the way down. Leach able to stop it. Cross for Petit. Airy gets over. Petit off the stick of Sandstrom. Leach brings it in, poked away by Salatsky. Airy able to clear the zone.
Airy very active killing this penalty. 2 or 3 times he went out of his way to try and hit a Ranger. One was Lafleur, one was Petit.
Wilson's pass blocked by Hannon. Good checking by Dave Hannon. Hannon on with Loney, Buskus, and Salatsky. Patrick with the puck. He's on with Hardy, Sandstrom, Dahlin, and Wilson. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Sandstrom pulls up. Intended for Hardy, but a little high and out of the zone. Patrick back for it. Loney is forechecking. Sandstrom receives and feeds Hardy. Talking about Philadelphia. Philadelphia's at Montreal tonight. Pittsburgh will be at Philadelphia tomorrow night.
Montreal wants to beat Philadelphia tonight to jump ahead of Calgary for the overall #1 spot in the league. The President's Trophy up for grabs and $250,000 along with the #1 spot. Calgary, of course, finishes their season tomorrow with Edmonton. This is Montreal's last game of the season tonight.
Puck was cleared up into the crowd, stopping play. The power play is over. Rangers no shots on goal on their last 2 power plays. They are 1 for 4 on the power play in the game. Dan Quinn, who has the Pittsburgh goal, has now scored 3 goals in the last 4 games. He'd been in a noticeable slump over the last 25 games coming into tonight's play, and only had 5 goals, so he's starting to break out of it.
Starting to break out because he's playing with Cunnyworth on a regular line and with Stevens on the other side. So for the first time in quite some time, he has a set line, and Cunnyworth and Quinn have had good success as a pair in the past.
Deblois, Nyland, and Erickson on for the Rangers. Shaw and Leach. Quinn, Stevens, Coffey, Lemieux, and Hillier for Pittsburgh. Leach from the point. Long shot. Knocked down. It hit Erickson. Nyland tried to get it to Deblois. Deblois with the backhand. Glove save. Barrasso. A beauty.
The puck was rolling when Deblois reached out and slapped at it with the backhand side of his stick. Barrasso had already dropped down, waved his catching glove in the air, and snagged it out of the air. Now watch Coffey go down. So once he's left his feet, it's very tough to check people, and Deblois with a good backhand. It was tough for Deblois to get the shot away with the puck rolling. Again, Hillier stays up, knocks his man down. Coffey goes down, and the puck is bouncing. Deblois gets there first. A terrific save by Tom Barrasso.
42 seconds remaining in the first period. Following the first period, we have an interview that we taped with Kelly Kissio earlier in the day regarding his and the players' reaction to the firing of Michel Bergeron today.
It's the first face-off Lemieux's taken this period, is it not, Sam? A defensive draw with 42 seconds remaining?
Yes. Coffey takes the puck. Up the boards, kept in by Shaw. Long shot tipped by Erickson, wide of the net. Hillier to the puck. Half a minute to go in the first period. 1-1 the score. Coffey's pass deflected. Rangers take it back. Nyland putting it in the Penguin zone.
And we'll apologize to the Eagle Eye viewers. That was the second defensive draw that Lemieux's taken this period.
Coffey tied up from behind by Erickson. Good job of checking by Erickson. Leach's pass coming all the way down, played by Barrasso. In the final seconds of the first period. And that's it. Horn sounds. Rangers scored first. Goal by Tomas Sandstrom, a power play goal at 10:25. And the Penguins answer back on a power play goal by Dan Quinn at 15:09. Phil Esposito wondering why icing wasn't called on the play. John Van Beesbrook with a good period. Penguins 11 shots, Rangers 14. Back to talk with Kelly Kissio in a moment.